Hey guys, good morning. Let me go and set up this room real quick and then we'll get started. 6:18 right now, so we got about 12 minutes till market open. So there's not a crazy rush, but I definitely want to get this all set up and ready to go before market open. So let me just finish setting this up real quick and then I will send out the link to you guys here in the premium and then we'll get started with our analysis this morning. A lot of news today. I think Yellen's already speaking. So we'll see what happens shortly. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium real quick. All right. There we go. All right, cool. People are making their way in. So good morning, everybody. I'm gonna give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. Today is December 2nd, Thursday. There's a lot of news today, so we're gonna be pretty cautious as we've been this entire week. I know it kind of sucks having to be this cautious, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'll get a few more minutes for people to make their way in. Once people make their way in, we can get started with our analysis. It's 6:20 right now, so we got about 10 minutes till market open. So no rush, but we will try to review the entire market as soon as possible. So let's see, get a few more minutes right here. Let's see, everything all set up. Looks like we're good to go. All right, so people are still making their way in. I'll give it a few more minutes for people to join, and then we'll get started with our analysis. All right, cool. Looks like we got like a decent amount of people in the room right now. So morning, Kenny, morning, Christopher, morning, Lisa, morning, David, morning, Orain, morning, Peter, morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hopefully you guys had a great week so far. I haven't been taking too many trades, so I mean, profits are good, but it's not as much as I'm used to. It's okay. Any profit's good, guys, as long as you're like in positive equity for the week. That's key, guys. It's all consistency. It's all about staying on point, staying on top of your game. Make sure not to fall off. So let's take a look at the retail sentiment right now. Retail sentiment is currently 63% long, meaning that 63% of retail traders are currently long at the moment. Going over here to the fundamentals, currently the fundamental futures data is 132 points in the green. So market's pretty bullish right now. Plus retail sentiment is also bullish. So they're kind of, we usually want them to be a bit opposite, but it's okay if they're the same, especially right now the market's open, because it can easily go the opposite way. It doesn't necessarily need to be bullish. It can be negative. I think that the unemployment news from yesterday was negative too, right? Let me check Wednesday real quick. Actually, it was positive. So ADP non-farm employment change was positive. So we might wrap up the week bullish. Maybe not today, but probably tomorrow. We might be closing out the week bullish when we have the actual NFP data. So today, this morning, we have a lot of news. Just keep in mind that we have Treasury Secretary Yellen speaking right now at 6 o'clock. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see. Yellen live. Yeah, she's speaking right now, it looks like. See if I can pull it up over here. Yeah, so she's currently speaking. She's speaking virtually though, so she might speak for like another, I don't know, like an hour or so. But yeah, she is speaking right now currently.
We need to do reforms to the treasury market.
But yeah, we'll keep that open just to see if, when she's done speaking. But yeah, she's speaking right now. I don't know how long she'll be speaking for, but we do have Fed member Barkin speaking at 8:30. We also have Fed member Quarles speaking at 8 o'clock. So, we'll keep going back and forth to see, when she's done speaking. But for the most part, she's probably going to be speaking for quite some time. Looking over here at CNBC, let's refresh this. It's the U.S. tightens travel testing requirements, mask mandates as part of a broader plan to fight COVID. So some COVID news right here. Obviously, you guys remember when the Omicron news came out that it was found in the US, price drop. So it's crazy to see people say that COVID has nothing to do with the market. But people can think what they think. But obviously, I sent you guys this. So let me just show you guys real quick. I sent you this on yesterday, right? I sent you guys this at 11:53, right? So I'm just going to show you the chart, and it's crazy because people don't think that COVID is affecting the market. It's blows my mind how people are arguing that COVID doesn't affect the market. It's bro, it's so obvious. So if you see over here, I sent that at 11, right? So look at the time I sent this thing here. This is at 11:53. Let me show you what happened after 11:53 when I posted that. Here's 11:53, right? People are always saying that COVID does not affect the market. I know market was already dropping, so obviously you would expect market to go up, right? 11:53, literally the time I posted this, and I was like, hey, price is probably going to drop further because the Omicron variant was found in California. Look what happens after that. Let me see people in the room. Look what happens after that. It literally comes crashing down. So for people to think that this doesn't affect the market, it blows my mind, because it's a clear reason for why price dropped right there. But it is what it is. People will think what they think. Some people think they know everything, but yeah, I'm tying that to COVID. I don't know what you guys might think, but I'm definitely tying that to COVID. So we have new COVID news this morning. Obviously, this is going to continue to affect the market. But who knows? We'll see what happens in the next couple weeks or so, just to see how this plays out. But today's going to be a bit risky, especially with the new COVID news yesterday. Other than that, Yellen is still speaking, so market's probably going to be a bit slow, or it's not going to be as volatile as it normally is, because a lot of people know what happens when Yellen speaks. A lot of people are just sitting out the market waiting for her to be done speaking before they enter some trades. So good morning, everybody. Let me see if there's anything else here before I miss it. Morning, Rav. Yeah, hopefully it goes up for you. Morning, Dalmas. Morning, Professor. Morning, everyone. So let's check out the charts real quick. Just looking over here, I'll just review what we just looked at. Retail sentiment is currently 63% long. Looking at futures data, it's currently 166 points in the green. When the market opens in 4 minutes, we'll look at the actual fundamentals for today. They haven't been updated yet, obviously, because the market is not open yet. Going over here to the technicals, on the 1 minute, it's currently bearish. Reason for that is because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Looking over here on the 3 minute, this is also bearish because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is also red. Looking over on the 10 minute, this is also bearish as well because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So looking across the technicals over here, it's a bearish confirmation, right? We have a bearish bias right here across the board because on the 1 minute, 3 minute, and 10 minute, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red, indicating that price is currently bearish right now. With fundamentals currently bullish, this is probably going to swing to the downside when it opens in the next 3 minutes, which is perfectly fine. It's exactly what we want because retail sentiment is currently 65% or 63% long. So we want to be trading opposite of majority of traders. The best times to enter these trades are usually when price is ranging. So we generally want price to be ranging, and then we want price to break out in the direction that we're anticipating. So for example, here price was in a range, price finally broke below. It's a bit of a fake out, but if you were to enter a trade like that for a sell, you could have caught it as it dropped right there down lower. You guys got to be careful for these fake outs. So I wouldn't enter a trade here because it's so close to the market open. But just for example, this would be considered price breaking out of range and pushing the direction that we're anticipating. We generally want to trade opposite of retail sentiment. and in the direction of fundamentals. So we'll see what happens in the next few minutes. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, everyone. Morning, Eunice. Yeah, Yellen is currently speaking right now. We're waiting for her to be done speaking. She's probably going to speak for like another hour or so. So I'm not looking to take any trades. Personally, I'm not looking to take any trades. We'll be looking at the market. We'll be watching and anticipating, what's to come. But I'm not necessarily looking to enter any trades right now due to the fact that Yellen is speaking. So we'll be watching the market, but I'm not going to be looking to take anything necessarily, especially not the breakout, because you're probably going to see a lot of whipsaw action. Price goes one direction, swings back the other. Yeah, so market is opening in about 40 seconds. When the market opens, we'll determine, what direction to be trading. Yeah, Rick said I'm with Sean, no trades. Yeah, you guys just want to be careful, right? You guys don't want to gamble. You guys want to look for those absolutely perfect trades. And that's what I've been doing. Rick still counting for a buy. Oh man, Rick cracks me up. So we'll see what happens next. When the market opens shortly. Market is opening in about 15 seconds. So the market is now going to open in about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The market is now open. So with the market open right here, let's see where price goes. Let me go and check out the fundamentals real quick. We'll refresh this. Fundamentals are currently 126 points in the green. Looking at the stock index over here, stock index is mostly green. There's like one red stock over here, Apple. United Health Group is red as well, but for the most part, everything's pretty much green. So you can see price is going up, right? Because fundamentals are bullish. So what happens to price? Price is bullish, right? However, I'm not going to enter this trade. This is too big of a candle right here, even though this would technically be the breakout, as long as it closes with little to no wick on the top side. If there's little to no wick on the top side, then this would be the breakout. However, I'm not looking to take any trades right now because Yellen is still speaking. Yeah, so this right here would be the breakout, but I'm not going to take it because Yellen's currently speaking. So, just keep in mind, Yellen is speaking. She's usually bad for the market. I don't know what she's saying right now because she's muted, but she's usually bad for the market. But technically, if she wasn't speaking, this would be the breakout, but I still wouldn't take it because this candle right here is too big. See how big this candle is right here? Usually if a candle is that big, there's going to be some sort of retracement. So this candle right here is about 1,000 pip move. With that said, price is probably going to pull back. It usually pulls back halfway. And when it pulls back halfway, one of two things will happen. It'll either swing right back up or it'll drop all the way back down to opening price. Right? It's the same pattern that plays out almost every time. You guys have seen it before. What this happens on breakout, like if it's like over, I would say like over 500 pips, the open, not just the opening candle, but any candle in general. If you see a candle that's like really big, like for example, right here, right? This is why you should never enter a trade if the candle is too big. Like this candle right here was about 500 pips almost. Look what happened right here. Price comes down, it pulls back and then just fully reverses. Same with like this candle right here. This is 1,000 pip candle. So like, depending on how big the candle is, there's usually going to be some sort of retracement. So for example, here, I'll show you the opposite, right? So this candle right here was about 500 pips too, right? So as you can see, one of two things usually happens. When you get a big candle like that, price will either pull back and then shoot right back to where it was going, or it'll reverse, right? It'll do one of the other. Right here, obviously, you can see it pulled back and then it shot right back up. It just slingshot right back to where it was going. Looking at this candle right here, you can see where I drew this up. This candle is so huge. It's so big compared to the other ones. So it had to retrace back to the other side. So this is 1,000 pip candle move. And then you'll see what happens here. When price gets to the halfway mark, it'll either continue dropping or it'll swing right back up. So that's why whenever you see a big candle like this and you're looking to enter a trade, like say if there's an entry on that candle, you basically want to wait for it to pull back first and then confirm that it's either going back up and then go in for a late entry, like let it pull back a bit and then just have like a buy stop there. So if it swings up, it can fill your order and then you can swing to the upside. Or if it swings back to the bottom, you're back to identifying a new trade. So you guys want to be careful whenever you're entering a trade and you see huge candles like this. Whenever I see a huge candle like that, I just avoid it. and then I wait for the confirmation, because the key thing here is accuracy, right? You want quality trades, not quantity of trades, because you can take a bunch of trades and if they all lose, then you know what benefit is that to you? You generally want to take at least a couple trades, but you want them to all win. All right, so we'll see what happens here. Obviously, I'm not taking the breakout. Yellen's still speaking. I think they're almost done. Let's see.
And I often
No, they're still talking. All right, so let's see what happens next. This right here would technically be a pivot scalp entry for a sell. However, I think fundamentals are still bullish, right? So looking over here at the fundamentals, it's still 131 points in the green. So I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a sell right now. I'm still looking for a buy, but I'm looking for price to stabilize until I can take that. So looking over here, pretty much all the stocks are mostly green. Apple is down 5 points. Boeing's up 5 points. So if those are to cancel each other out, we still have United Health here, -3, Visa, +4. You cancel those out. So basically, if you use the two top stocks and two bottom stocks, they would pretty much cancel it out and it'd still be green, because all these stocks here would be green still. You know, like Home Depot and so on. So pretty much, if you were to cancel out the two top stocks, these stocks would still be controlling the market. So that's why I'm not really looking for any sells right now. And look at price. See how price is moving? This is way too crazy right here. And this is exactly what I drew up. I mentioned that when you see a big candle like this, price is either going to come back down and retrace and shoot back up, or it's just going to completely reverse. And that's exactly what happened at this point. Price is currently at the Asia low now. So we'll see what happens here. If price is going to bounce off it, or if it'll drop further. You know, you just got to wait to confirm things, especially during a market like this, because there's a lot of uncertainty, especially when it's close to a previous session high low. Because one of two things will happen. Price will swing back up or price will drop below. My guess is that it's going to swing back up. And that's kind of what's happening here, because the fundamentals are still very bullish, right? So refresh this, it's still 100 points in the green. So I would personally think that it's going to swing back up, and that's pretty much what's happening here. This is why you don't really want to trade in a market like this, because if your stop loss is too close, you can easily get caught in these fake outs here. So you can see there's price going all the way back to the upside from where it came down from. So this range is huge. If you measure this range here from market open, price is already ranged about 1,500 pips. It's a big range right there for the first 6 minutes. It's only 6:36. Market's been open for 6 minutes. So if you check here, so market here, I'll do this. I'll go to a clean chart, and then here's a clean chart. Here, I think this testing chart. Let's turn all this stuff off so that we don't have anything on aside 5 sessions indicator. So here's a K2 sessions indicator. Basically, I'm going to mark up market open right here at 6:30. So from 6:30 to 8, you can see how far the range has already passed. It's only been about 6-7 minutes. So from market open right here, and you can see price shooting right back up, right? Do you remember what the fundamentals were when you first opened the market? I was looking for no sells, right? Because fundamentals are so strong for a buy. And look what happened to price. It shot all the way back up where we anticipated. This is why you guys got to be careful when you guys enter these trades. A lot of people don't look at fundamentals. They think that they can just look at the chart and look at the technicals and know exactly where it's going to go. But a lot of people probably got faked out with the sell right here, because price came back to where we anticipated. We anticipated to go up like this. So yeah, hopefully nobody got caught in that fake out, because we were looking for that buy this whole time. From the beginning, you know, we saw price drop and I was like, I'm not taking the sell even if I see it, because I know price is going to go right back up, and that's exactly what happened here. So same pattern that happens pretty much every single day. That's why these indicators are really important, guys. It's the K2 sessions, because this will show you exactly where not to trade. Whenever price gets near these sessions, like for example, we have the Asia low right here, right? If price was to get close to this Asia high right here, I wouldn't take any buys, because I would be worried that price would bounce right off that as well. So it's a good indicator when determining, you know, when a trade becomes risky. Even like for this right here, I wouldn't have taken this for a buy, even though it shot all the way up, because price could easily came right back down for a retest. So let's see what we got over here. Yeah, Eunice said there's a high at 34,320. Gotcha. Yeah, so Eunice marked this up right here. Oh yeah, there's a high right here. So you can see how a lot of these highs get retested, right? So price came up, tested this high, invalidated it. So now this is going to be the new high right here. So I'll be drawing some new highs and some lows. What I'm looking for here is I'm waiting for price to get into a consolidation, because when price gets into consolidation, it just charges up for a breakout in one direction or the other, which is perfectly fine. That's what we want. I would prefer to take a breakout to the upside. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to come right back down and then just consolidate within this area here. Once we have that, then we can start looking for some entries for a possible buy. See if Yellen's still speaking. All right, so Yellen's done speaking. Perfect. We can start looking for some trades here. I'm looking for a buy, but I would need a confirmation. So let me put the requirements over here real quick for all the strategies, so that you guys know exactly what we're looking for here. What did I do? Whoops, I messed up my yeah, why did I do that? See if I could fix it real quick. Okay, perfect. Thought I messed up my like text tool right there. All right, so the new high was established right there. It's currently pending right now. I'm gonna use this magnet tool. It's kind of hard sometimes when it's not exactly on point. All right, so there goes the high and the low for price right now. Currently, you have after market open here at 6:30. So we'll see how price pushes through there. We do have the high-low scalp, 1 minute pivot scalp entry right there, marked up. I'm gonna mark up the 3 minute as well for the daily. And then for the 3 minute pivot scalp, no entries right here at all. Obviously, you can see there's nothing available at this moment, which is fine. Going over here to the 10 minute. This would be for this night. See if there's any zones in this area. Yeah, quite a bit of zones. Let me just draw one right here. One right there. One right here. And then another one down here. I'll draw one at the very bottom too, just for reference. And then maybe these up here as well, just so we have some reference when price reaches these points, if and so they reach this point, because you can see that price has been at this point before, so it continues to push up higher. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It's been there at some point in the past. So looking at the 10 minute right now, there's no entries that are available. We'll be following that. And then looking at the daily over here as well. So whoever caught the daily yesterday, full TP off that, great work. Every daily this week has been hitting. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to hit today. So I'd be careful, especially because the daily today is going to be a sell unless it's an invalid signal. So if we get a sell here off the daily, it's probably not going to be a good entry because our bias right now is still pretty bullish. Currently up about 300 points right now. Looking over here at the stock index, it's pretty much all green. Same stocks here that are red from earlier. Apple's down 2 points. United Health's down Apple's down 4 points. United Health is down 2 points. But it's not a big deal because Boeing's up 6, Visa's up 6, Salesforce is up 5, Home Depot is up 4, McDonald's is up 4, Goldman Sachs up about 4 as well. So the market is pretty bullish right now. So it's probably going to keep pushing up higher and higher. That's basically what's going on here with the 1 minute. Pretty much it's going to break this high right here. Even though it breaks this high, I'm probably not going to take it for a high low because it's just too risky. One is the fact that it's getting close to this Asia high. So if you remember earlier, I mentioned I wouldn't take the buy if it got close to this Asia high, because price can easily just bounce off this area, right? So it's not one that I would necessarily want to take for that specific reason. We got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. If it closes above, this would technically be a high-low entry. But it's too close to this Asia high right here. So it's not one that I would take. And you can see that price didn't even close above it. Or it did. So it did close above it right there. This would technically be a high-low entry, but it's not one that I would take because it's so close to the Asia high right here. It's probably gonna hit TP, but it's not one that I would necessarily want to take myself. It's too risky. We'll follow it and we'll see what happens next. Nice, Dale. Congrats, bro. I just saw your message. You just passed your FTMO, bro. So nice work by Dell. So you can see right here, it's probably gonna hit TP, which is fine. I'm not gonna take it though. It's too close to the Asia high. I'll mark an alert right here. So we got the alert set there. When it hits, it'll be alerted. And there you go, full TP off that scalp. So whoever took it, I mean, nice work, but I'm not taking any trades that are too risky. I've been very careful the past couple of days. So Dell over here just sent his, he said, pass my challenge, part of my FTMO. Can't thank you enough, bro, for always being there to help. It's been a long journey. One more steps to go. Definitely, Dell. So Dell over here just passed his FTMO. Big congrats to Dell over here. We got people passing FTMOs every single day. There should be no problem with you guys passing as long as you guys are doing things properly. Scrolling up over here real quick, Rick is currently in profit, 559. Nice work, Rick. Or 595. Let me see. Sorry. Sorry, my computer is like lagging right now, or I don't know if it's the internet. But yeah, Rick locked in a total of 596 right now. So nice work right there, Rick. Albert over here locked in a total of 2,908. He actually took the buy there that we marked up. So great work to Albert here as well. Dell over here locked in a total of 618. That's what he got to pass his FTMO. Vincent over here locked in a total of 3,816. He looks like he took the buy there as well. Nice work, Vincent. And Albert again over here, he locked in 4,064. Oh damn, Albert's gonna be getting surgery. So good luck on your surgery, Albert. He said done for the day off to get surgery. So we'll catch you when you come back. Rick said you're my favorite crackhead. And Rick over here locked in a total of 6,274. Nice work, Rick. So yeah, a lot of people here followed my analysis with regard to, I gave you guys a bias for a bullish bias today, and it played out exactly how we anticipated, right? This is why it's key to be patient and not chase those fake outs that go in the other way, because earlier it looked like price could have been, for a sell, but we didn't fall for that fake out, and price came all the way back up to where we were anticipating it to go. So great work to everyone who caught this buy here. I did recommend that it was risky, but some people just trust everything that I advise you guys for, and people end up winning big. I know I can probably take it too, but I'm not that type of trader. I'm very disciplined with what trades I decide to take. So if I think it's risky, I'm probably not going to take it. If I think it's like a for sure hit, I will take it, and that's how I keep my win rate. So great work to everyone here who caught it. Big congrats to Dell over here for passing his FTMO. Other than that, let's see. Gallo over here just sent me his profits, locked in a total of 840 for today. Nice work, Gallo. Straight profit there, no losses. So guys, look, this is what I'm trying to get across to you guys. You see the consistency with Gallo. He sent me his profit today, 840. He sent me his profits yesterday, 913. He sent me the profits the day before, 341. November 30th, all wins here, right? This is the consistency that you guys want to strive for. Like November 23rd, straight wins. November 30th, straight wins. Guys, this is the key that you want here, right? August 2nd. Gallo's been with us since the summer. He's been super consistent. All wins here. You got to be patient. A lot of people here want to be rich overnight. It's probably not going to happen. You guys got to be consistent with your trades. And if you guys follow what we go over here, I mean, you guys should have no problem with being consistent and with passing your FTMO. The only people that complain about K2 are the people that don't want to put in the work. They literally want guarantee, and they want to pass their FTMO without doing any work at all. So, great work to everybody here. I like seeing everybody here passing FTMO. I've seen every day this week, we've had at least 1 or 2 people pass their FTMOs and get funded. So great work to everybody here. And it's just, just keep it up. It's really what it is. Staying consistent. Once you guys get funded, stick to the plan and continue doing what you're doing, and you guys should have no problem. What happens with a lot of people is once they get funded, they go off track and they start doing their own thing and they end up losing it. So don't let that happen to you guys. Other than that, let's see, Eunice said there's a high at, yeah, the entry at 630 at 34,320 was not an entry, Eunice, because it rejected off it. So like this is the one that you were looking at over here, I believe, or 32 for 34,320. I think it was this one. I can't remember which one you're looking at. Oh, it's this one right here. Yeah, so this one right here, Eunice, this wouldn't have been entry because it rejected right off it. So this is the one that you were talking about earlier. Price came up, rejected off it, and validated at high. So that wouldn't have been an entry, but the ones above here were entries. Price is continuing to push up higher and higher. So the range is now super wide at this point. I'm still looking for a smooth entry, but I can't find anything because price is so high. One thing also that you guys want to keep in mind and be careful of is that it's still close to this Asia high. So one of two things can happen. If price comes back and touches it, one of two things will happen at this point, right? Price can either bounce off it or it'll break through and continue dropping right back down. So, but this thing is not stopping. It's still pushing up super high right now. So if you guys remember, I mentioned that it was probably going to be bullish at some point because of the unemployment news, right? So the unemployment news over here was bullish on Wednesday. So I was like, by the time NFP comes around, it's probably going to be bullish as well. We also had unemployment claims here were also positive. So we've had good unemployment news pretty much all week. So I think Friday will probably be bullish as well. But it's the bullish move that we were anticipating from earlier this morning. Rick said, I just want to reach over 4 nights for the minimum. Yeah, Rick said today's reversal will be sick. Oh yeah, Rav. So I'm glad that it's actually pushing up because Rav actually took a buy yesterday before it came dropping down. So hopefully it's getting close to your break-even point, Rav. If it does get to your break-even point, I would just pull out. Yeah, I know it might continue pushing up, but you've been in that position for like a while now, or like at least make some profit off it if possible. Yeah, I mean, some people got caught in like a trade when like the big drop happened yesterday. And gotcha, yeah, on your personal account. So it's not bad. I mean, you're not going to hit your max daily drawdown, but I think you're fine because it's going to recover at some point. I wouldn't gamble with that if you're able to pull out with some profit at least. Rick said today's reversal will be sick. Yeah, so we'll see what happens once we get to mid-market. So I have it marked up here from 6:30 to 8. We'll have it from 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 12. So between probably 10 to 12, we'll probably see some sort of reversal or swing back to the bottom side. Not all the way down, but it's probably going to just come down like, a bit. Let me see where opening price was. Opening price was way down here. So it's way far above currently. So it's a little higher. Yeah, so price is still pushing up higher and higher right here. There's no entries off the 1 minute. There's no entries off the 3 minute right now either. There's no snipes available. And there's no daily entry available either at this moment. So currently right now, we're just waiting for something to come up. There's nothing available at this moment. Man, every time I think about this buy here, I'm like, man, I should have taken it because the TP was actually below this Asia high, but it is what it is. We'll be waiting for, the next entry to come up. So if you guys have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Market's kind of slowing down right now, so I can answer whatever questions you guys have. And also, if you guys want to do a mentoring session today, here, I'll put a poll in the group right now, or I'll put a poll after. So If you guys do want to do a mentoring session today, I am available for a mentoring session. So if you guys want to do a group mentoring session, I can do it today. Otherwise, we can do it on Friday or we can do it next week. It's whatever you guys feel. I know it's last minute. Sorry, I've been like mentioning it like all last week and this earlier this week that I was going to do one this week to cover for the people who couldn't make it last week. But if it doesn't work today, we can do it next week. It's just, horrible planning on my end. Sorry, guys. I kept hinting that we were going to have a mentoring session today or tomorrow, but I didn't necessarily put a poll out there because it was mostly for like one person that kept asking me to host one. So I'll put a poll in the group if you guys want to do a mentoring session today. If not, we can do it tomorrow. If not tomorrow, we can do it next week. It's no big deal. I'm going to try to start doing like a group mentoring session with you guys once a week, just so that you guys are on point with everything, especially with a lot of people who've been doing very well lately. So a lot of people who are doing well just want to keep getting better. Only way to get better is to learn from the person who created these strategies. Let's see. Rav said, do you think I should pull out or wait? I know I waited all this time. I won't blame you if you're wrong. I personally would pull out. Well, Rav, if you're in profit, what I would do is just move your stop loss in profit. If you're in profit already, then I would recommend moving your stop loss in profit. The reason for that's because price is super overextended, right? It's been pushing up with like no drawdown for a long time now. So it's going to have to come back down and retrace at some point. So if you're in profit, I would just move your stop loss in profit and then you could just trail it. Non-profit till hits the London low. So let me just check real quick where the London low's at. I mean, you're not that far. Let's see. I'm not sure what size of what lot size you should take. That's still 1,000 pips away. So I'm not sure like how deep you are in the drawdown. Rav, if you're like not that, if you're like very little in drawdown, then I would just pull out. But if you want to hold on to it, you can hold on to it. It's just it's probably going to take some time. I don't think it's going to reach the London low until like maybe later today, if not tomorrow. So if you went from 600 to 100, you pretty much made 500 for that period. I mean, it's really up to you, Rev. For me personally, I would just trail it and then I would pull out whenever it was to pull back. But I don't know how you feel about like losing on $100. Because some people, $100 is a lot to some people. So some people, it's like, I'd rather take $100 loss and have it go back into like that far negative, especially if it was a bad trade. Like there was actually no trade there that you should have taken. Because I know there was no trade there at that time when you took it. You just took a risky trade. So yeah, exactly. So smart move right there, Rav. So Rav, you pulled out. If there was an actual entry, like where you're supposed to be in that far of a drawdown, then perfectly fine. But if you took the trade, like, how you did, and you weren't supposed to take that trade, then I would pull out with as minimal loss as possible. So that's like one thing that you guys got to keep in mind. You guys got to be very disciplined. If you have a stop loss that's in place, you got to eat that loss. You can't just hold on to it and hope that it's going to come back. Thankfully, it came back for you, Rav. We did anticipate it to come back up, so I'm glad that it did. But in a lot of instances, like for me personally, if I'm in a loss and I know I'm not supposed to be in that trade, I just pull out for a loss rather than hope and pray that it comes back to my point. So anyways, looking at current price right now, it's fine because now that price goes into a consolidation phase, when it breaks above, then I can take it for a buy. I actually want it to go into consolidation because it's pushed up so heavily. So I want this to consolidate for a bit in range. Once we have that range and it breaks out, I can hop into a trade finally at 657 right now. So still got some time at this moment. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got over here. If this low over here gets established, then we can see what's going on from this point. Let's see. So Paul said, I'm really struggling right now. I'm following the strategies, but almost every trade I've been hitting stop loss. So Paul, I mean, you've been on every live session. Like we've been talking about like how the market's been super risky this week. So you should like you probably shouldn't be taking that many trades unless it like lines up. This whole week I haven't taken any trades aside from Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, today, Thursday. I'm only looking for trades that are aligning with other strategies. So I'm looking for like a triple confluence at a bare minimum for me to enter these trades. Like I'm looking for an entry that lines up with both this strategy, the high-low scalp, the pivot scalp, and the intraday. So I'm not sure which ones you're entering. Are you entering anything specific, Paul? I'm assuming you're entering trades during Asia session, which is like the worst time to trade. So which do you have a high-low scalp that you actually like took? I can go back and take a look at it. You probably took it at a time that you shouldn't have taken trades, like Asia session, or you took it like right before market opened. Because I've been looking at trades myself. I haven't seen anything good. That's why I haven't been taking anything myself. Wait, someone talk. I heard someone's voice in here. That was weird. Everything is muted. I don't know if you guys heard that person speak right now. Let me just mute everybody again. But yeah, Paul, if you have like the specific time when you took it, I can take a look at it to see like what could have been done differently, or if it's a trade that you probably should skip. Because I haven't seen anything myself. Okay, let me see. So Paul took it right here. Where's Paul at? Nice. So Maria said, I'm in trial today. Managing her new skills. Maria's in profit 595 for the day. Swear, Maria. All right, let's see. So you took this trade. Oh, and this is a NASDAQ trade too. So you took this. I'm trying to get the time period for this. 1447 looks like your entry point. So let me just go over there real quick, and I will do it on this chart over here where it's kind of clean. So US 100. Looks like you took that trade like right when the market opened for Asia session, which is like the worst time to trade because you get a lot of volatility around that time. But we'll see where you took that. So it's 14, and I think we're in the same time zone, right, Paul? So you took it on the first, like right on market open right here. It looks like, or I don't even have it on mine actually. Let me see. Earlier this session, let me check your screenshot real quick. Because your time zone here is like way different from mine. And I know we're not like that far apart from each other. You take it right here at 1447. This December 2nd at 1447. Let me see if I'll just look around here. So it might have been this. No, it's not this one right here. I'll go back to US 3 real quick. All right, I'm just going back and forth real quick to see. Anyways, let's just check this real quick, Paul. So yours was, I don't know why your time shows like 14 something, because that's like afternoon time. But so hey, Paul, do you know like why your time is so off? Because I don't see your entry here at all. Let's see. I'm assuming it's, so you have a higher high that's on a red, which I don't see it at here over here at all. It might be this one right here, but this is like at 2 a.m. You said it was earlier today. This is at 3 o'clock. During the live. Okay, so I was right here. Yeah, well, you took this trade like when Yellen was speaking, right? Because Yellen was still speaking around this time. I think that was probably the mistake that you made by, because we were literally on the live saying that we were going to take any trades until she was done. So here, let me see. I'm trying to figure out where your entry must have been right here at 649, because at 649 she was still speaking. She got off like at 653 or something, because I remember we were looking at the clock here. We were looking at the you were like literally trading when she was speaking. The market opened here at 630. she was speaking for like the first 20 minutes or so. It was like she literally just got off. So you were trading, for one, you were trading at the Asia high, where, you know, we try to avoid trades. Like there's a lot of mistakes that you made here. For one, like if you go back and watch the live session, literally the whole time I was saying, I'm not going to take any trades at the Asia high because it's going to bounce off it. And that's exactly what happened. Price came up close to it and it bounced right off it. So one thing that you did here is you traded exactly when Yellen was speaking. You also traded right at the Asia high. So, and I don't even see an entry here. I'm not sure which entry did you take, because I'm looking right here and there's no highs here that were broken if you're applying the high-low scalp. So I think you were just applying the strategy wrong, because right here, if you look here, there's no, this high was invalidated, because this was a high here and it was invalidated by this candle. You entered right here, but there was no high that was broken. Like there was no highs here that were, I mean, I don't see any entry here. If you could like point something out where there's an entry, maybe I can look at it, but I don't see anything here, because this is where you took the entry from. You took it off this candle right here. There's no high here that was broken if I put the requirements here for the high-low scalp. So first requirement is confirm a previous swing high, right? The previous swing high before this would have been right here. It's already been invalidated right here. So there's no high that was available at that point. So yeah, he was trading NASDAQ, Kennard. So that's why we're looking at NASDAQ right now. So he was trading NASDAQ right here. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here, Paul, but there's no entry. Even on your chart here, there's no high at that point. So you drew a line there, but there's no high right there. Like even on your markup right here. So I'm trying to figure out like where you saw that entry at, but I don't see it here on my chart. I'm not sure if like you saw it at some point, but you know, just going back and seeing where the entry was, I personally don't see it right here. So I don't know, maybe that was just, maybe you just like, and just, oh, okay, gotcha. So Paul applied the strategy wrong. So see, there goes like where you can figure out like where you made the mistake. You just applied the strategy wrong. So that's what I was saying. I don't see any entries that were available here that would have lost. So one way to fix that, you know, is just to go back to the drawing board and figure out, you know, what was done properly there. So I think you're fine, Paul. You just need to apply it properly the next time around. So you're good. Yeah, no, Rick said follow, just copy opposite trades. So what Rick is saying is if you guys have a copier, there's an option on the copier to copy opposite trades where like if you take a trade, your copier will take the complete opposite one. And for some reason, like it does work for some people. Like some people are just really good at, and I'm not saying that's you, Paul, because you actually do pretty good with your trades. But there's some other people like that have been in K2 in the past where like they would pick every losing trade. And what they did was they went on their copier and they just had their copier copy. So they would go in a demo, they would take a trade, and then their copier would do the complete opposite. And then they would actually do really well. I don't know what happened to that person. It probably ended up blowing their account at some point, because some trading like that is not sustainable, right? Like I don't think someone can pick bad trades like 100% of the time. Some of those trades are going to be some good trades. Rev says sounds like me. Rick says I can. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's something that you can try out. So I mean, if you guys want to have fun with it, I wouldn't recommend doing it with like a real account, but if you guys want to play around with it, and if you guys think that you're good at choosing really bad trades, you can use social trader tools and just trade on a demo on your main, and then have the other account copy opposite trades. So if you take buys, your copier will take a sell. If you take a sell, your copier will take a buy. Yeah, it's kind of funny that you guys can do. I've seen other people do it though. It's a real thing. It's actually what a lot of these funding companies do as well. Because you know, like FTMO, they have so much data. They know which traders suck and which traders are good. If a trader sucks, they're probably going to put a copier on that person whenever they take trades, and they'll take the complete opposite. It's all about data. So, and it's actually a pretty smart idea, because like a lot of people aren't really that good at trading, like majority of people. So if you can find out who really sucks at trading, you can just copy the opposite of their trades. And Rick, you're not that bad. Let's be real here. Rick's good, but then like you just end up like when you take one loss, you end up going in a spiral. So I think your main thing would be to find more consistency. So Rick said, you think FTMO actually copies funded traders? I think so for like certain people, like people who have been part of FTMO for a while. Because the thing is, they have a lot of data. They can see who's been actually consistent, like long term, right? Because they have all this data on those accounts. So like someone who's been trading with them for like months and months and months, or even like over a year, and they've been consistent, then that's someone that they can trust and they can copy the trades. So I personally think that they're copying certain people's trades. Like for me, I've been with FTMO for a long time now, for like over a year. And I don't take risky trades, right? The thing with a lot of these funding companies is that they don't want risky traders who are like making big profits like one day and then taking big losses another day. Like for myself, I'm very conservative, right? I don't make huge profits, but I don't really lose very often either. So, for me, I would consider myself like a safe bet, because the thing is, I'm not taking all these risky trades. And if they can make some money off my trades, you're just using, basic logic. It's like if you can find, I'm trying to think of an example, like a racehorse, right? Or like a basketball team. Like if you're betting on a basketball team and they're usually pretty good, then you probably put money on that team, right? If their odds of winning are pretty high, you would probably bet on all their games and you just make money along the way, instead of like a team that's like winning half the time and losing half the time. So it's just and that's just my guess. I don't know. I don't know anybody from FTMO personally. So all right, so let's go to the 3-minute real quick. All right, so this is the 3-minute daily entry. It's not one that I would take because of the fundamentals. Like I mentioned before, the fundamentals are very strong for a buy right now. So it's not one that I would necessarily want to take myself. Fundamentals are currently at 400 points. So I don't really want to mess with anything. Like I would probably take it if it was on the 1-minute, but on the 3-minute, it's kind of hectic because, let's see, and it's too close to the Asia high. So let me see this real quick. So, I mean, it'll probably hit TP, but like what might happen here is it might bounce off this Asian high, or it might get close to it and then bounce off from there. So like I mentioned, guys, I know that this is a trade here that's available, but it's not one that I would personally take because I'm a very conservative trader. Like I'd rather take 1 or 2 trades a day and have them hit TP rather than take this, counter trend trading and then have it like 50% it hitting or 50% of it reversing on you when it gets really close to it. Because you guys have seen that before, right? It happens where it gets really close, and then before it hits your TP, it is a full-on reversal, right? So it's not one that I would personally take, but I mean, it's here for whoever's watching it. I mean, Rick, you're probably in right now, huh? Rick likes taking the risky trades. So yeah, I'll have an alert there. It's not one that I recommend anyone take, but if you guys want to take it, your own risk. I wouldn't take it because the fundamentals here are too strong. They're currently up 383 points. Also looking at the stock index right here, there's not really anything here that's really pulling it down. The only thing that's pulling it down right now is currently the fact that it's been overextended. So it's been overextended quite a bit. Now it's coming back down. You can see this a lot better on the higher time frames, like maybe like the 30-minute or the 15. So actually, yeah, on the 1 hour right here, you can see that price is pushed up pretty heavily. So it's attempting to swing back down for, some sort of retracement. But I wouldn't want to do that because you're kind of just, you're kind of like gambling at this point. Because the thing is, you can see prices obviously going to the upside. And if you're going the opposite of it, it's just a matter of time before it slingshots right back up, right? So I would rather just wait for it to swing back up rather than take a risky buy here or risky sell here for the 3-minute. So I'm not going to take that trade, but we do have a market up there for whoever wants to take, whatever risky trades that come along the way. Let's see, we got some news coming up right now. See, Peter said natural gas storage in 17 minutes. Thanks, Peter, for confirming that. We do have news coming up shortly. Let me check the calendar real quick. Yeah, natural gas storage at 7:30 right here. So it looks like they're anticipating it to be positive. It was previously negative 21 billion. Looks like it's gonna be negative 59 billion, meaning that it's been, they've been selling natural gas, so storage is low. But I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens in the next few minutes or so. Still looking for any possible entries at this point. So as you guys can see, the range is getting tighter and tighter, right? This is exactly what we want here. We want range to be tighter and tighter because when price starts to squeeze, it's charging up for a breakout to the upside or for the downside. Basically, the market makers, institutions at this point, they're pretty much just filling orders here down the middle. They're going to see where the retail traders are. If there's more retail traders on the, wherever they can make the most money. If they can make the most money by spiking price to the upside, then they'll keep pushing it to the upside. If they can make more money spiking price to the downside, then they'll spike it to the downside, right? You guys got to think of things from a logical perspective. A lot of people like to trade off emotion, but you literally just got to wait for those perfect entries. Rick's asking, has natural gas storage ever moved the Dow? It's hard to tell, Rick, because there's no direct correlation for it. But if you look at the stocks over here within the index, I mean, you just think to yourself, what stocks here would be affected by natural gas storage? Probably Goldman Sachs. Probably, I mean, not Goldman Sachs, sorry, Boeing. Probably Boeing. I don't know who else uses natural gas. Chevron. I don't know. You just go down the list here. Like whenever you guys see news, a lot of those news things aren't like directly affecting any of the Dow 30 directly, but it's affecting the stocks within the Dow. So a lot of these companies are like bigger companies that have umbrella companies below it. So if it gets affected one way or the other, it can somewhat affect it. But it's probably not going to push it very much because how many stocks here are actually being affected by it? It's low impact. So it's going to affect Boeing or I don't know, Caterpillar. I don't know. There's like different stocks here. So, short answer to your question is yes and no, Rick, because there is no like specific thing that affects it. Like it's not like we're trading gas. If you're trading oil or gas, then yeah, it's going to affect it. But if you're trading US 30, it's not going to affect it like directly, as if like Yellen is speaking or the Fed speaking or Powell speaking, something like that. So yeah, no, you're fine, Rick. I get it. A lot of people do like wonder, or a lot of people get mad when we like look at news events like that. But the thing is, like a lot of people are not logical, right? They don't realize that there's stocks in US 30 that will be affected by news events like that. That's why like usually I don't trade during news events at all, because even though it's not it doesn't directly affect the US 30, it can affect it one way. Like say for Friday, we have like final services PMI, retail services PMI or whatever. Those will affect certain stocks. Like, you look at what here are service stocks here, like for example, Salesforce, Goldman Sachs, right? These are all service stocks. You think about retail stocks, you think about Coca-Cola, Walmart, stuff like that. So a lot of these things get affected indirectly, and they don't necessarily affect them like right away. But if those stocks get affected, like say for example, we have like bad news for like services, and then Goldman Sachs goes into the red, it's going to affect US 30. Same with like retail. Walmart here, their retail information is like, or news is bad and Walmart goes down, this number is going to go down. That's going to affect the overall average for the day. So it's just something to keep in mind, and it doesn't hurt to have more information, right? A lot of people think that it's a bad thing to have more information. It's a good thing if you use it properly. All right, other than that, no entries here off the 1 minute. I'm still looking for it to break out of this range. We're just going to be watching to see what happens here. Let me scroll down real quick and see what else I'm missing over here. Yeah, Rick said FTMO has 0 news restrictions, but obviously news moves the market. Yeah, no, the only reason that they have those restrictions is because they don't want people to to trade when the market's super volatile, because when the market's super volatile, price can go through slippage. So for example, if you're copying a trade, or say if you're FTMO and you're trying to copy one of my trades, right? There's slippage. Say price comes down, hits my TP, but doesn't hit the TP on their copier. What happens is I make profit off it, and they still need to front the bill, right, to pay out. So that's the main reason why they don't let you guys trade during news or during the weekends, because it's a lot riskier on their part, especially if like leverage is higher. Like if you get really lucky, say if you get really lucky and price just spikes somewhere and you make like 100K off a trade, and their copier doesn't copy it, they're going to get screwed because they have to pay you out. And they're just protecting themselves. You just got to look at things from their perspective. That's why, like, whenever FTMO or any of these funding companies come out with these new rules, like, I'm totally understanding of like why they would have that, because they're not trying to get screwed, just like anyone else who runs a business, or in general. So other than that, no entries here off the 1 minute. You can see that the range is getting a lot tighter. So price was originally ranging within this whole area right here, from this low and this high. I was thinking about changing these colors of these lows and highs. I don't know if it'll be confusing for you guys, but I was starting to think like maybe I should, for the bigger range, I'll just change it to a different color. And then as it gets closer, we'll have it as a smaller range so that you guys can understand the bigger picture here, because this is a range from opening price. And then this is now the current range within this little area here. So maybe I'll do that for a bit. I'll start changing the colors for the bigger range and for the tighter range that haven't been broken yet or haven't been validated, so that you guys can kind of see that these ranges have different importance. Because I can see it myself just by looking at the chart, because I can see where the big range is and where the small range is. But for a lot of people, you guys can't necessarily point that out. But you can see now because I've colored them a different color. The big range is big red, and then the smaller range is in blue. And then maybe if we even get a micro range, I can color it to like green or something so that you guys can see where it's moving from there. So it looks like the 3 minute is coming right back down to TP. However, it's not one that I would necessarily want to take for the same reasons earlier. Fundamentals are still very bullish right now. They're at 378 points. So what I would be worried about is that this is going to swing all the way back up really hard within X amount of time. It's 6:20 right now. I don't think there's any news coming up aside from natural gas storage at 7:30. We also have Fed member Coral speaking at 8. So after 8 o'clock, we have Fed members speaking pretty much all morning. We got Fed member Coral speaking at 8. We have Fed member Barkin speaking at 8:30. It's medium news. Fed member Bostic, and then Fed member Daly speaking at 8:30 as well. So, I mean, other than that, nothing else to really look at. Otherwise, I'm just waiting for this to actually do something. The market hasn't done anything yet, so I'm still waiting for this to provide. I want to take at least one entry. That's like one thing that I'm looking for. If I could take one entry with you guys here, that'd be great. If not, again, I'm not going to force any trades, and I don't think any of you guys should force any trades either. So just keep that in mind. And also, if you guys think about taking, so like, for example, you see that we're in a range right here, right? If price breaks below here, I still don't recommend you guys take it because it's so close to this Asia high. So you guys have to keep in mind that this purple line right here is still the Asia high. What can happen at this point is price may come down, test the Asia high, and bounce right back up. So something to pay attention to. Yeah, Charles said the variation smacked. Yeah, no, they've been pretty solid for the most part. If you've been taking them, I know that you Charles and Maddie, you guys have been taking like the more risky variations, and they've been hitting for you guys because price has been ranging a lot. Nice. So Charles said I just took him past phase 1 of his variation of his challenge. So nice work, Charles. So we got another member over here in K2 who just passed their challenge. We got 2 people today that passed their challenge, Dell and Charles. So congrats to you both. 620, 722. Let me see. Yes. So yes, you're exactly right, Rick. So right here, this was a low. And the candle following it was a double wick rejection, right? So you got the low that was established here or that was pending was rejected by this one. So if you took that trade there, Rick, it would have been a full TP right there. So yeah, on point with that, Rick. So you spotted that perfectly. Don't now that you've spotted that, Rick, don't make that a habit where you're taking every single trade at that point. Because the thing is, you still have to point out the bad variations from the good ones, right? You can't take every single variation. That's somewhat. I mean, well, the thing with this is that this it hasn't been really established as a support yet. Because sometimes you'll get like a variation where it's like there's like no support there or resistance. So I wouldn't necessarily say you're playing support and resistance. You're necessarily playing highs and lows, because price generally bounces off the highs and lows. I know this right here you can see this as a possible support, but majority of variations don't happen like this where it tests multiple times. If you look at other variations over here, they've never been tested. They just happen once and then they bounce up. Like, let me see if I can find one over here, because it usually happens in the middle of like in the open. Because when it's overextended, like how it was over there, I mean, I can't see it right here, but if it's overextended super high out, you'll get like a double, like there's no double wick here, but sometimes like for example here, there's going to be no resistance at all, and you'll get two double wicks off a high, and then it'll just come right back down. So there's a couple different ways to apply these variations, but it's not necessarily support resistance. It's just because at one time it looked like it was at support, but it doesn't always happen that way. Let's see. So Maddie took this high low right here. Did it hit already, Maddie? Fuck, it hit, and I fucking missed it. Damn it. I totally missed this right here. Damn it. I missed it. I was like not looking for like a few seconds, and I totally missed out on that buy right there. But yeah, this is the actual entry that we look for right here. This is the triple confluence that we look for here, because looking at this buy right here, we have a buy entry using the high-low scalp. We have a buy entry using the pivot scalp. We also have a buy using the intraday strategy as well. So there's three different strategies here that line up. So I'll just put the this is going to be the K2 US 30 intraday strategy. And this is like the easiest strategy that you can learn, because it's like literally you just line up the two requirements. So you just want to confirm a valid K2 momentum signal to confirm trend meter matches signal, and then enter on the open of the following candle. And I'll just say this as K2 1 minute. K2 1 minute. So basically for this entry right here that we were looking at right now, we're looking for a specific markup in the chart. So we're looking for this to pretty much line up with three different strategies. These are three completely different strategies. So this candle right here, it's a high-low entry because we have price breaking close past its previous swing. We have a buy signal right there. We're trading the direction momentum. So this would be an entry using the high-low scalp. For the next one right here, for the pivot scalp, we have a buy signal right here, right? So we want a buy signal that closes above the pivots. So that's an entry for the pivot scalp. For the third strategy, we want to confirm that we have a buy signal and it matches with the trend meter. So with that said, we would have taken this for a buy, and that would have been a full TP off that quick little move right there. So unfortunately, I missed it. This is exactly what I was looking for. These are the entries that I look for because they're almost guaranteed. Whenever I see this, this is almost going to be 100% time it's going to hit. All the trades I've been taking lately have been this, and every time I take them, they're almost 100%. So what I'm probably going to do next time is I'm probably going to increase my lot size, and I'll just take those trades because the market hasn't really been moving smoothly lately. And if you look for this with basically a triple confluence, it like almost hits like every single time. So unfortunately, I missed the trade there. Yeah, unfortunately, I also missed it. It's all good. No biggie. I'll be looking for the next. Yeah, exactly what Rick just said. Rick said a triple whammy. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, so Maddie said lagged on me, entered late, so only caught 5 points. Yeah, I mean, profit's profit, Maddie. You still made profit off it, so that's good. But yeah, these are the 3 main strategies that I'm like looking for whenever I'm entering these trades here. So if we only get one, so like just think of it this way, guys. If you only have one strategy here that lines up, that's probably going to give you like a decent win rate, like maybe a 60 to 7% win rate. If you add another one to it, it's going to add like another 10% win rate to that. So that's like another, it becomes 80%. You add 3 of them, it's like a 90% win rate right there, because you have 3 different strategies lining up on the same exact candle. So just like what Rick said, you know, triple whammy, like I would say, and that would be almost a guaranteed hit. So no, definitely great entry right there. Glad that you caught it, Maddie. Glad that you identified it as well. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Alex, you would need the indicators to apply the variation. To apply any of these strategies here, Alex, you would need the variation. So in order for you to apply the variation, and this isn't one that I'm going to be teaching you guys openly yet, because it's a very risky strategy. So Alex, if you're not profitable yet on like anything else that you're applying, variation is not something that you should be looking at, because it is very lucrative and a lot of people are making a lot of profit off it, but it's only because they're doing it properly. If you can't get like these basic strategies down, then you're not going to get the variation down that well either, because you're going to get greedy with taking entries. And that's just me looking out for you guys, because I don't want you guys to be taking risky trades like that. So, you know, Alex, baby steps. I know you just joined K2 yesterday, so I know you want to be taking every single trade that you see here, but the variation is not one that's for beginners. You definitely need to have proper trade psychology and proper risk management when taking those trades. So maybe like over time you can learn it, but I think right now it's not necessarily a time for you to be learning this specific strategy. Yeah, so Maddie over here said variations won't work unless you understand the high low, and you need to know all the K2 fundamentals. Exactly. So yeah, exactly what Maddie said there. You know, I'm making sure that you guys are set for success. I don't want you guys to just learn all of the riskiest strategies and then end up, you know, making a lot of mistakes. So eventually you'll learn it, Alex. Just give it some time. I know you've only been around for a while. I think this is your first live session, actually. So just you know, take it slow and make sure that you watch every live session and you catch what we're doing here, because we're applying the same thing every single day. So if you're able to master what we're applying here on the daily sessions, you guys can pick up exactly what we're doing just by watching what we look at here. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else for us to take. Man, kind of bummed I missed that trade, but it's okay. So I'm gonna take this off right here. This is the that was a daily that I mentioned not to take, because the fundamentals are so strong for a bullish bias. So guys, looking at the bias right here, it's still very bullish, right? So I'm not looking for any sells here. Even if you find any sells for any of those strategies, I would not take any sells, even the variation, because my guess is that price is going to keep pushing higher and higher. So I think let me go back to US 30. All right, so looking at US 30 right here, I think we're getting close to your London high, Raf. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, it's getting close to it, but not necessarily there just yet. Yeah, because Rav took like an accidental buy yesterday, so his buy was around this London high. So Rav needs to get to this point right here to make it back to break even, which I think is going to happen because the news has been positive all week for unemployment and for NFP. So if NFP is bullish tomorrow, you're probably going to see a big push to the upside, which will finally reach your goal of making back to break even or some profit at the very least. Yeah, thanks for Peter. Peter just confirmed that the natural gas shortage was neutral. So looking at this right here, it is where was it at? Yeah, it was neutral. It was exactly what they anticipated, 59 billion negative. It's neutral, but it is good news. So it's good news, but it is also neutral. So neutral because they were on point with their guess that it's going to be at negative 59 billion. However, it's positive in a sense because it's negative gas storage. So they're selling gas or whatever natural gas that they're Let me see this real quick. Yeah. So, inventory is used to maintain price stability, supply shortages, periods of increased demand. Yeah, so it just looks like it was, overall good news, but neutral with regard to their analysis. Oh yeah, Rev, my bad. I forgot that you pulled out, but you're good. No, I think you're fine that you pulled out because you'll make more profit as it continues on, Rev. Because you can see that price is now ranging within this area, right? So you can see that price is now ranging within this right here, right? This is the current range. So when it breaks above, you can be ready for another scalp, and you can just take that as it rides further. So that's current price right now. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for trades if anything comes up. If nothing comes up, then we might be calling it a session at some point within the next couple minutes or so. So yeah, Alex, if you can show up to the next mentoring session, I'll go over the variation for you. But what I was mentioning before, it's not something that I would recommend you take just yet until you actually get. I think you should for sure get this strategy down first. Basically, all three of these: the high-low scalp, the pivot scalp, and the intraday. This isn't one that we use standalone, but this is one that I use as a confluence for the other strategies. So if we have one for here and these line up, then I use this as a final confirmation before I take the trade. Other than that, yeah, Randy said need Matthew to call the trades. No, exactly. Once we get him on the mic, it'll be a lot easier because he can get. I did see his message, but I saw it after it happened. It happened too fast. Rav said, thanks, Sean. Hope to get a trade on my FTMO. Only done one this week. Yeah, you want to be a little careful with the market tomorrow, Rav, because it is NFP. I don't think I'm going to be trading. I'll be live, but I'm not going to be trading tomorrow for obvious reasons. Right. So price is currently closing below this low right here. So this would technically be an entry for a high-low scalp. But like I was mentioning before, guys, this is not a trade that I would necessarily want to take myself because it's going against the fundamentals, especially when the fundamentals are so strong. So this would technically be a sell entry for a high-low scalp. For whoever wants to take a risky trade, I'm just marking it up for you guys so that you guys can see it. But it's not one that I would recommend because obviously I'm not trying to trade against the fundamentals like that. Yeah, because the fundamentals are still very strong. They're like 356 points in the green. But you can see right here, it hits full TP right there. So as you guys can see, the strategy works perfectly fine. Whenever I see an entry, I'll tell you guys that there's an entry there, but I'll also tell you that it's risky for specific reasons. So you could have taken this trade here and this could have hit TP, but it's not one that I would recommend taking because I don't want you guys to lose any trades here, right? My goal here is to make sure that you guys are consistent and that you guys are only taking quality trades. This trade here was a good trade. It just wasn't like as quality as I would have wanted it to be because it's not lining up with my confluences, right? That's why we have such a high win rate. That's why we rarely lose here on the live session because I'm very careful with the trades that I choose to advise that I'm personally taking. Like if I'm taking it, then it's a good trade. If I'm not taking it, I don't think it's a 100% trade. So you guys got to be a little careful when you guys are taking these. But obviously you saw there that it would have hit TP. At this point now, there's a new low that's been established. So we will move this right down there. And I'll keep these three strategies up here all the time now so that you guys can see exactly what I'm looking for. Because you guys already know what I'm looking for with these high-low scalps, but I don't think a lot of you guys understood what the intraday momentum strategy was. This is the very first strategy that was taught here at K2 years ago. It's still applied by a lot of people, but it's not one that I necessarily use standalone anymore. It's just one that I use as an extra confluence, but it does work. It's just you have to make a lot of other confirmations to make sure that it's actually a good trade. not just, especially for scalping, because this is meant for intraday, right? But we use it for scalping just for confirmation. Other than that, let me see. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it's 6:38 right now. So if I don't get any questions in the next few minutes, I think this might be it for the session. But I'm here to help you guys out. So if you guys have questions, don't be scared to ask anything. I'm here to help you guys out with whatever you guys need help with. Scrolling up real quick, let's see, we have more profits here. Rick is currently up 1,645. He's done for the day. Looking over here, D locked in a total of 381. D was waiting for that perfect trade too. So that one trade that I missed, D actually took it. She locked in a total of 384 off that. So nice work right there, D. It's all about patience. Dell over here as well, currently up 1,453. Nice work, Dell. And then Rick over here locked in a couple more profits, locked in a total of 1,645. Great work, Rick. So great work amongst everyone here. You guys did pretty good. Charles over here, there you go. Big congrats to Charles over here. This is Maddie's brother. He just passed his MFF. So let's go, man. Good. So we got another member there, Pastor MFF. Another member, Pastor FTMO, Dell Pastor FTMO. Eunice over here made 131 off his funded. Nice work, Eunice. So yeah, still taking 10% of my normal lot size. That's good. So like Eunice here understands, the riskiness of the trades here. So he said he's taking 10% of his normal lot size. Normally every day, Eunice's goal is to make 1,000 a day, right? He's lowered his lot size, but he's not losing, right? So he made 211 yesterday. You guys can see his consistency here. Lowered his lot size, made a couple $100. November 30th, all wins here, 166. He had one loss there, but he had bigger profit, 695. November 22nd, 601. So as you guys can see, this is the consistency that you guys want. You guys can see that it's not just me that's consistent here. There's a lot of K2 members here who are also consistent. So there's literally no excuse for you guys not to be at this, this caliber of trading. So like, this is Eunice, right? Eunice every day sends me his profits. He's fully accountable with everything he takes. I can go back to like our very first message here. Eunice every day sends me his profits, right? So from like, my first message was Eunice. Eunice joined K2 in February. He was still learning around February. From mid of February, he was making 1,000 a day, trading, Forex and trading US 30. He made 3,000 this day. You can see how consistent he is with his profits. Every single day, he reaches his goals. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,000. And then he understands that like from February to March, he was making a lot of profit during this time. During summer, market kind of slowed down a bit. March, he was making 3,000 a day still. May, he made 8,000 that day. June, he started to take smaller trades because he understood that the market got slower during the summer. So June, he went from like making thousands to making like a couple $100, June 21, couple $100. And it changes, right? June, couple $100. He understands that there's risk in the market. So as long as he stays consistent, you can see every day he has blue profits. July 6th, blue profits. July 8th, blue profits. July 9th, blue profits, right? Every single day, blue profits. And this is how Eunice got funded, because he actually listens and he follows what we're supposed to do here. And that's what I'm trying to get across to a lot of people, but a lot of people just want to gamble, right? They want to be rich by tomorrow. If you can make like a couple $100, a couple $1,000 a day, you can easily make six figures, and you can easily make up to, your goals of becoming a millionaire if you're just consistent. So, yeah, I mean, great work to you, Eunice, with your consistency. Great work to everyone else over here as well. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Eunice said, I'm very proud of myself now. Thank you. No, definitely. And I am too, Eunice, because you can see that we have, you can go back and just read all of our old messages. You've come a long way. See, Christopher said daily sell just activated. I might have, but yeah. So this right here would be the daily entry, but it's not one that I would take because of the fundamentals here. They're still very strong for a buy. I will mark it up for you guys here, whoever wants to take it, but it's not one that I would personally recommend. It's not one that I would take because it's just too risky, right? It's against the fundamentals here heavily. It could come down. I mean, don't get me wrong. It can easily come down, but looking over here, refreshing this, it's still very green. Like we have one red stock here. Apple's down 5 points. United Health is down 3 points. Microsoft's down 1 point. But looking over here at the green stocks, these pretty much outweigh it. Like these two stocks right here, Salesforce and Visa, This is up about 6 points almost. Same with Visa. 12 points will knock out all of these red stocks. So if these here get all knocked out, these other stocks here would still be all green. So it's something for you to just keep in mind. I wouldn't take this trade, but if you guys want to take it, this would be the daily entry here. Even though it's not one that I would necessarily take or recommend anyone take as well. But who knows? Price might come down. You can see right here that price kind of starting to make its way, like it's starting to shift into a downtrend, right? But we don't know how long is that going to stay for. This can easily just shift right back up at any moment. And it's not even a strong downtrend. It's a bit of a downtrend right there, but it can easily just come right back down and then bounce right back up. So I wouldn't personally recommend that anyone specifically take that for a sell yet, unless here, let me check the retail sentiment. If the retail sentiment's really high, then maybe, but it's not. It's still at 63%. So if this was like at 80%, it's actually shorter now. It's at 57%. So if this was like 80% long or 90% long, then I would take a sell. But currently right now, it's starting to shift back to the bottom side. So if it shifts back to a sell, then it can easily just swing right back up. So if you guys want to take it, feel free, but just understand the risk when you guys are taking these trades here. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Let's see. Maddie said, just hop on my real account. It's got my head right. Ended it all today with wins. So Maddie over here made about 953 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. And then on his other account right here, locked in a total of 200, 400, 600, 800, about 900 here in total. So great work right there, Maddie. So his FTMO over here, he's up 953, and then about the same here, and about 900 as well off his MFF, which is funded. So great work, Maddie. Let's keep it up. Narith over here, let's see. Narith is currently up 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, about 2,000 right here. So Tesla, he made about 874, so about 2,000 here total. So nice work, Narith. Off these trades here, he took US 30, also Tesla right here at the bottom. So Narith up about 2,000. Dell currently up 2,000 as well. 2,068. Nice work, Dell. And then Rick over here. Rick said he was done, but he's still going, man. Rick is currently up about 2,000 now almost. Nice work, Rick. And then we got Narith here again. He added a couple more wins. So he's up about 3,000 for the day. Nice work, Narith. And then Narith took a couple of the wins right here. So, man, you guys are all killing it. Great work amongst everyone here. You guys are on point. All right, yeah, Rain said 1 minute high low. So I don't see an entry here off that. I mean, I think this was pending and it might have just disappeared. Let's see. Yeah, so that was the low right there. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically, yeah, this would have been an entry here for a high low or rain. But I'm not looking for any sell, so I wouldn't have taken it. But that technically, yeah, that would technically be a high low if you had that marked up right there. But all in all, I think the sells right now are still very risky. I'm not taking any sells, any high lows for a sell right now. So you can see right there, it would have been a horrible trade if you took it. Because it's just, the fundamentals for a bullish side are just way too strong right now. Yeah, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, technically that would have been a high low entry if it stayed below there. That's kind of weird because I've never seen it like this where it adjusts like that after like 4 or 5 candles. It usually just stays. Other than that, let's see. Rick said Biden's economy is going to bring the Dow down to 25,000 in a couple months. You think so, Rick? If it does, that's I don't care. It can go wherever it wants. Like US 30 can go down or it can go up. I personally like it when it goes down because it stabilizes the market a little bit. Because the problem with US 30 is that it's so overextended, right? If you guys remember during COVID, US 30 just kept going up higher and higher. So you can see how high it's been over here. So if it drops down right here, it kind of brings it in an area where we can make a lot of money because we can trade it when it goes both ways. When it keeps going high like this, it becomes riskier and riskier because it can easily just come right back down. The thing with this is I would prefer it to be around the middle and for it to just, stabilize. Because if that's the case, then I mean, it doesn't matter for us either way. We'll still make profit whether it's going up or whether it's going down. As long as there's volatility in the market, it's going to be perfect for us. It's just going to be a playing field for all of us to continue on with these moves. Other than that, let me scroll up a little bit. HapSD said, I also like to keep an eye on S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100. It sometimes shows general market sentiment. Yeah, no, definitely. That's why for me, what I do on here is I'll just go on CNBC, I'll refresh this, and I'll see if everything's bullish or everything's bearish. Like for example, here the Dow is up 373 points, S&P is currently up to 27 points, NASDAQ's down 39 points. So they're not all aligned, right? They're all kind of just going, well, the Dow and S&P are up. These mirror each other, but NASDAQ's going down. So this is usually where I like to see as well, to use it as a sentiment to determine, where price is going at this moment with regard to fundamentals. Other than that, let me scroll up a little bit. Sam said also lines up with a snipe, but it looks like it hit stop loss first. Let's see where that snipe was. If the snipe was for a sell, yeah, I don't see any snipes over here, Sam, on my end. So looking at this candle right here, let me just draw this. This one right here didn't touch the pivots, so that would have been entry off that. Looking at this one right here, this one didn't reject off the pivot either. It was close to it, but it didn't reject off it necessarily. Right there, off that red one. So this might be the one that you're looking at, I'm assuming. This one over here would not be an entry if it closes, and the reason for that is because we have a sell signal. So we would only be looking for sells. Actually, this entry right here wouldn't even be a buy entry because you would need it's the sell signal. So you need the rejection on the top side over here. So yeah, I don't see any snipes here off the 10-minute just yet. Yeah, I don't really see anything here. I mean, there was one that was right here, I think. But it's not one that I would have taken. It's so close to market open. So this might be the one that you're referring to, Sam. Yeah, it's not one that I would take because it's so close to market open right there at 6:30. That's why price went the other way. But yeah, other than that, I don't really see anything else for the current candles. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So Sam said, my bad. The candle didn't close with a rejection. Yeah, it was probably rejecting when you saw it, but when it closed, it probably didn't close that way. But no, you're good to identify something like that. It's always good to keep an open mind when you guys are identifying these entries because you're always practicing. The more and more you guys practice, the easier and easier it'll be for you guys to execute these trades and do well. Rick said exactly through Wall Street. Yeah, exactly, guys. So guys, it's getting close to 8 o'clock. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, it looks like we're going to be wrapping up the session for the day. Unfortunately, I didn't catch anything today, but I did see a lot of you guys here catch a lot of the trades that I called out, even though I didn't really take anything myself. It's okay though, because I'm going to be making profit regardless, right? Like I already won on Monday, so I'm in profit for the week. And you guys were with us. We did all of those live. So we pretty much took all those trades live on Monday. I have been made profit on that day. I didn't trade on Tuesday, didn't trade on Wednesday. Today I was hoping to catch at least one trade. But obviously I missed out on that one trade earlier. So it's okay. I know another one will come. I think that you guys got to keep in mind is not to FOMO. So if you guys saw that trade earlier that I missed, it was key that you guys didn't FOMO into the trade and try to enter it late, because that's how people make mistakes, right? Especially myself. I still FOMO into trades as well. Thankfully, all my FOMO trades actually hit TP though, so it works out in my favor. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. Brian here locked in a total of 4,559. Great work, Brian. So amazing work right there again by another K2 member. Eunice over here said, President Biden expected to unveil winter COVID plan today that includes insurance reimbursement for at-home tests. And yeah, so Eunice thinks that this will cause price to go down. I could see this too. So You guys might want to be careful. I know President Biden needs to unveil this by tomorrow. So what we might see is we might see price drop, and then for NFP tomorrow, price will come right back up. So that's kind of what I'm kind of expecting. So when Biden speaks, price will go down because it always goes down when Biden speaks, and then NFP will happen tomorrow, and price will go right back up. So just something to keep in mind. Thanks for letting us know, Eunice. I didn't see that earlier. Gallo over here, man. Gallo's killing it. Look at Gallo's profits over here. Gallo locked in a total of 1,508 this morning at 6:56, and then about an hour later, he's now at 1,875. So nice work right there, Gallo. Great work amongst everyone here. And we got another one right here, Lisa. So big congrats to Lisa. She just passed her FTMO 10K, so she's up. Yeah, this is her, I believe, her 100K. Nice. So we got three or four members who passed their FTMOs this week. And a few other members who passed their MFF. So we got about like 6 people, I think, this week who passed. So I think we got Lisa. So we got 2 Lisas actually that passed. One Lisa is funded. This is the other Lisa, Lisa Butler. So I don't know where the other Lisa is. I think Lisa's probably sleeping. She's in Australia. So she passed hers on Monday. We got Lisa Butler over here. She passed hers today. So big congrats to Lisa. We got Vincent, who passed his FTMO, I think, on Tuesday. And we got Charles, who passed his MFF today. And we got a couple other people too. So big congrats to everybody here who passed their FTMO or MFF. It's been a great week for everybody so far. Even though it's been a super risky week, a lot of you guys have been following my analysis and you guys have been taking trades off that and doing really well. So, big congrats to everybody here who is killing it with us every single day. It's all about consistency, guys. Let's see, Al over here said, profit lock. Thanks, Sean. Gotta go. Thank you for changing me from a trash trader to profitable trader. Much appreciated. Definitely, Al. So I'll see you soon. Hopefully tomorrow. And let's see, Maddie said, man, Charles finally passed. Well deserved. I know he's been working hard on it. Yeah, no, definitely, Maddie. He's been grinding, bro, just like you. So both of you guys are now funded, man, or he's about to be funded soon. So great work, guys. But other than that, I think that's it for this session. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't see any other questions here. Scrolling through here real quick. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, guys, if you guys have questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, we'll be back for the live session tomorrow. I'll put up a poll right now to see whether you guys want to have the mentoring session today or tomorrow, or if not, next week. But yeah, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys want to continue trading, just remember to always use proper risk and to move your stop loss and profit when necessary. Otherwise, be safe with your trading. I'm probably going to not trade for like the next hour or so. I'll come back like after the Fed's done speaking, because you guys got to keep in mind that the Fed is speaking right now at 8 o'clock. So from like 8 to 8:30, or probably from 8 to 10, because they're going to be talking like back to back. There's 4 different Fed members speaking. I'll probably like sit out the market from like 8 to 10. Probably gonna go to the gym right now for a bit, come back around 10 o'clock, and I'll see if there's anything good in the market before market close. I'll probably trade or try to sneak in a couple trades from like 10 to 12. If I don't see anything, then it's fine. I'll pick back up tomorrow. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys here tomorrow for the next live session as we wrap up the trading week. So see you guys and have